All right, what's going on, guys? This is Cody Knott back again with week two or week three. No, week two. Yeah, week two. We're going to Martinsville this weekend. So, welcome back to week two of NASRA 360 covering Homestead Miami. With me, I am doing the interviews for the top three. We have the winner, Joey Doucette at Homestead Miami. Second place, Stephen Thomas, and third place, Tyler Dittmer. Let's go ahead and just get straight into the interviews. I know that Joey's pretty much sick and he wants to get off as quick as he can. So we're gonna lead off with you, Joey. Go ahead. Let's talk about coming into the race and how you felt after the Daytona week going into Homestead.
Um, I felt pretty good. Looking at the points after Daytona, got a lot of stage points with Steven there. We were tied for first place, and I felt comfortable. And then practice came around, and all I wanted to do was get more stage points because I usually just never got the stage points that I needed during the season. Um, and once once I started with this new team and we all kind of clicked together and we decided just to go for what we could get and we just started just clicking off stage points and trying to win a team championship also. So I just felt really comfortable after Daytona.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and rotate to Steven. Let me know how you felt after coming into second week at Homestead after week one at Daytona.
You said how I felt coming into Miami.
Yep.
I felt pretty good. I don't like super speedways at all, and we ended up getting a top five there by squeezing on the top line at the end there, and then coming into Miami. Uh, I've had a lot of success in Miami in the past with NASRA. So, like I said, man, coming out of Daytona with the top five, coming into Miami, knowing I should get a top five, I honestly thought I was going to get a win, but man, I didn't have anything for Joey the whole race. Um, but yeah, we felt good. We felt good, and we got a top three. So we'll take it.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and roll straight into you, Tyler. How did you feel coming into week two after week one at Daytona?
Yeah, I detest super speedways like Steven, so I mean I had no confidence. And then I went out one stage one at Daytona, and I was like, oh shit, I can do this super speedway racing. And then someone forgot to use their spotter or whatever coming to the end of stage two and ruined my race. So down in the points, unlike Joey and Steven coming in. Had nothing the first stage. I was just overdriving the car, and then I'd learned to drive the car at Homestead finally again after a while, and rolled through. And then I just outraced Ted Wade, which you don't get to say you do it very often on the same strategy, but I made better decisions than he did down the stretch there, and it paid off for me. It didn't really pay off for him. He probably should have been ahead of me that final restart, and he went high, I went low, and he got caught up in traffic. So
For sure.
a lot better coming out of Homestead. Was looking at the standings. It seemed like a lot of guys didn't really back up their performances at Daytona, other than like the few guys at the top of the point standings. I went from like 15, 20 points out to like right in there pretty comfortably. So I'm not too worried coming into Martinsville.
Cool. Okay, let's go back to you, Joey. Tell me how you're feeling after stage one.
I felt pretty good. Qualified P14, got up to P4. I was passing some cars or some trucks in this case. Um, and I just felt comfortable. Miami is one of my best tracks out there, and basically, I had to get comfortable going into one and two. I wasn't using any brakes, and then Steven comes up, hey, just use a little bit of brake, and my truck started to turn a little bit more better than one and two, and just I was getting the runs off three and four. So starting like I said, P14 and finishing P4 at stage one. I was pretty happy with the truck.
For sure, for sure. So let's just go ahead and roll straight into stage two for you. So you are perfect on the season for stage two. How is that playing out in your momentum for every single week when you know that you're the king at stage two so far?
Hopefully, I can win all stage twos, but it was kind of definitely funny when they mentioned that on the broadcast that I was undefeated in stage 2. I don't know. I just right place, right time. And hopefully I can do that tonight. Be up there in contention and still hold that undefeated streak for stage 2.
For sure, for sure. So, Steven, let's go ahead and roll with you. How did you feel after stage 1 and stage 2?
Felt good after both. Was right where I wanted to be the whole time. I was just waiting for the long run. I know Miami is a very important track to save tires on, especially if you don't have any yellows in that long stage 3, which fortunately was what happened. I guess until about 25 to go. But yeah, man, I felt good after each stage. I wish I could have got up there a little bit further on stage 1, but we got some points, and that's all that was we were focused on. So.
Cool, cool. Tyler, let's go ahead and roll with you. How did you feel after stage 1 and 2? I know we're pretty much up there most of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of sucked in stage 1, burn all my crap. After stage 1, I saw that all the mission 1 guys were gonna not take tires at one of the stages. And I was like, okay, or not mission 1, up front, whatever. The teams confused me too. All the upfront guys took one of the stages, and they're like, they were gonna take tires. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna ride around here in stage 2, not take tires at the end of stage 2, and hope you get lucky. And I don't know. Even on 40 lap older tires than everyone in stage 3, I was catching the back half of the pack. I was making faster laps than anyone that wasn't inside the top 5 or 10. So it kind of just shows the importance of smooth driving, especially at Homestead. And I'm a guy who generally likes to rip the top at Homestead. And this year, with the way that the sim's set up, like the bottom, if you roll it better, you save tires and you're faster. So I was kind of disappointed that the track didn't race the way I wanted to, but kind of played out well, and then just raced well at the end.
All right. So with that being in mind, I've been asked by several people to ask you this question. How did you feel about the caution that came out from Dana?
You're happy, but you're upset at the same time because you realize a lot of guys are upset. But at the same time, it wouldn't have happened if some people, knew how to get on a pit road properly and didn't hit the freaking barrels. You wouldn't have damage on the car. There wouldn't have been a caution to begin with. So he should have gotten off the racing surface. I agree. And, they levied a penalty against him for that. And, that's fine in my opinion. But at the same time, you have to look at, well, why did he have a messed up car in the first place? And someone clearly doesn't know how to get on pit road during a caution. And that's kind of, I think, a bigger problem in the long run of things because, especially when there's money involved, you're ruining guys' races because you can't get on pit road properly. That's kind of pathetic in my opinion. So, you got to do what you got to do. And it helped out all the upfront guys too, but I still outran all of them at the end. That's all that matters to me. So it just shows that it doesn't work out for everyone the same way, but also you still got to race at the end, and the upfront guys didn't do that as well as I did, and that kind of just how the race went.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so Steven, let's go into you. How did you feel with the 20 left to come, 20 to go, and that caution came out? Most people, almost everyone did not have any new tires. Everybody was on old tires, and you got I think 3 or 4 people that had brand new sets. How did you feel coming into that last part?
I was very disappointed, man, right off the bat. I think I started cussing. I was really starting because I was just hanging out in third behind Joey. And who else do we have up there, man? Haney. I think it was Keith Haney that was running good the whole race. I was right on their bumper, man, and I was really starting to figure something out, especially in the long run, which is what I was waiting on. So yeah, I was super disappointed when it came out, and even more disappointed when I found out how. But it happens, man. It happens.
For sure. All right, Joey, let's rotate it into you. Tell me, how did you feel with that coming out? I know you probably were also one of the drivers that didn't take tires, and you pretty much led majority of the race, but with 20 laps to go, the caution came out, and you were sitting there on old tires.
It's not something I wanted to see for sure because I was holding off Keith and doing pretty well at that. I started cussing. I was like, because I knew I needed a good restarts to hold them off, and eventually just basically after restart after restart after restart, you get frustrated and frustrated. And if you're going to miss a shift or you're going to, so cautions there at the tail end. But all in all, it was a good race. But yeah, I was a little bit frustrated. But hey, stuff happens.
Yeah, for sure. So with this week being over, you being king of stage 2, and then you're in first place right now in the current standings for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series.
I'm about tired of hearing that king.
How are you feeling going into week 3 at Martinsville? What's your plan? What's your strategy? How are you going into this?
Track position and try to win stage 2. And try to win the race. You're going to have to hold that bottom. If you slide up, somebody's going to put a nose underneath you. You're just going to go straight to the back. So I'm just going to go in there with the mindset, try to qualify up front, try to get some more stage points, and just try to stay out of trouble and get another W.
For sure.
Hey, Dittmer, do you remember our first encounter at Martinsville?
Probably. I have no clue. We probably ran into each other a couple of times.
Yeah, you ended up, if this reminds you ended up paying for my next week entry fee after our first encounter at Martinsville. You remember
Was
that?
that Martinsville or was that another short track? 'Cause I thought it was a track where I actually felt bad. I wouldn't feel bad at Martinsville.
Was it? Maybe it was Richmond. It was either Richmond or Martinsville for sure at the end of the track. But all right,
Richmond makes sense. I stuck there. Yeah, that makes more sense. If I lay the bumper to you this week, I'm not paying for shit. I'm just telling you now.
Beating and banging. All right, so Steven, let's move on to you. With this week being over, going into week 3 at Martinsville, you're second in standings and points. How are you feeling on your momentum?
I feel great, man. I love both tracks at Richmond, at Virginia, man. Richmond and Martinsville. The object is just going to be, for me, staying up front with the better drivers of the league and hope that we stay clean for the most part, man. I just want to get through the race and then I'll turn it up at the end and see what I can do. But I mean, I know I'll have the truck for a top 5 finish. It's just a matter of staying clean or not.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Tyler, let's roll straight into you. How do you feel with your momentum coming into week 3 after that top 3 finish at Homestead?
Momentum doesn't mean anything at Martinsville. You can get wrecked, like Steven kind of said earlier. Like anyone collides, and I think we all have the same strategy: get up front, try to stay up front. I think Steven's one of the better short track drivers. I don't know who he's talking about when he says better drivers. I think he is one of those guys, especially at the short tracks. I'm generally the intermediate guy, so just survive and advance and move on. And yeah, track position, like Joey said, is huge, and like Steven said, is huge. Just stay up front and try to have a good run. Just try to build a gap in points. So that's all you can do right now.
Awesome. All right, guys. So I am very thankful that you guys showed up for today for the interviews for Homestead. Let's go ahead and roll with Tyler. Go ahead and give a shout out to anybody that you'd like to thank that makes this happen for you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank obviously my team, NCRC. Yeah, I'd like to thank NASRA, Pulse Poppers, Butt Kicker, all the guys, that sponsor the league. Starbase Comics, I think, also does a Rookie of the Year sponsor. Great for them coming on board. Triple M Pulling Truck Series, obviously sponsoring the actual league itself, being our headline sponsor. Racecraft does a pretty good job on the broadcast. I always like talking with those guys. They're kind of fun. You for putting this on, and then obviously my family for supporting me. My fiance for dealing with all my nerdy shit, doing this stuff every week, taking away Friday nights sometimes kind of annoys her, but she lets me still do it, which is great. And thanks for having me on, and hopefully I'm on here for a couple more weeks, but probably not this week.
Who knows? We'll see. All right, Steven, let's go ahead. Let's give it a shout out and thank anybody that makes this happen for you.
Triple M Pulling, and Michael McKinnon, Brady, and all he does for the league, Pulse Popper, everybody involved, man. Racecraft for sure, man. I'm really glad that we're back with Racecraft. Personally, I enjoy watching them and the way they do things there on the broadcast. And obviously, NASRA 360. This is a new thing that's only going to get better, man. This is our second week of doing that. This is only going to get a lot better. And like everybody that watches and tunes in on the races, man, hopefully we can get that a little bit higher as we go. But yeah, my family for sure. Everybody, like I said, my stepdad and mom tune in every week. My grandparents tune in, and like Tyler said, man, my old lady that lets me do it every Friday night, man. I don't think I've missed a race for NASRA yet, so I've taken away a lot of Friday nights. Of course, I'm on a little older side now, so we don't have much to do on Friday nights, but yeah, man, everybody involved in this, man. I know there's a lot of people out there that I'm forgetting. I normally have a list in front of me, but I can't do that right now because I'm using my phone. But everybody involved, man, I appreciate it.
For sure, for sure. All right, Joey, as the winner, let's go ahead and end with you. Please, let's go ahead, give a shout out and a thank you to anybody that makes this happen for you.
Friends, family, teammates, Steven, Chris, Taylor. Hold on, excuse me. Them guys are great. NASRA, Triple M Pulling, Butt Kicker, NASRA 360, Pulse Poppers, Starbase Comics, Racecraft. I'm glad I even said it on the interview that I had. That I'm glad that Racecraft's back because I really did miss them. I think they did a really good job the year before or the season before, and they're just a good group of guys. Brady, Mike, everybody in the league. If it wasn't for everybody trying to get along, this league would be crap, and we all know it.
For sure, for sure. All right, guys, with that, I appreciate you guys coming out. Hopefully you guys make the top 3 or get close to it. I plan on branching out, probably doing some interviews with like maybe the hard charger, maybe the pole. I'm not 100% sure. I got to see how my schedule looks like, but appreciate you guys for coming out. Joey, go ahead. Please get better. Looking forward to tonight. You guys are good. Thank you all for coming.
I'm going to take a nap.
All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed week 2 of NASRA 360 of Homestead Week. As we move into Martinsville, please stay tuned for next week when the following video is uploaded with the top 3 interviews. May throw in some twists and some changes, but thank you again. Thank you to the sponsors, NASRA, Triple M Polling, Pulse Poppers, and Starbase Comics for Rookie of the Year Award. Stay tuned to week 3. Peace out.